I'm Eleanor Flynn, and I'm the Director of the Centre for Disability Law and Policy and the Principal Investigator of the ResPoNCE Project. ResPoNCE is a project about respecting persons with disabilities' needs and rights in crisis and emergency. And it's a project that we are running here at the Centre for Disability Law and Policy in the National University of Ireland, Galway. We're writing a research report on the impact of the pandemic on the well-being of disabled people in Ireland, the UK, Spain, Italy, France, Germany, and Sweden. We started the project in January 2021, and it will take 2 years to complete. In this research, we're exploring whether or not governments carried out their responsibilities under the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. So to do this, we've been gathering lots of documents about pandemic-related laws and policies in the various countries that we're researching. In the first part of our research, we spoke to disabled people's organisations about the problems their members faced due to COVID-19 and the ways they tried to help. We've also spoken to members of government, healthcare professionals and other researchers to find out why certain decisions were made and how persons with disabilities were affected. I'm going to hand you over to one of my colleagues on the project to explain a bit more about our research and how you can take part.
My name is April and I am a research assistant on the ResPoNCE Project. So what does this have to do with me? How can I take part? For the next part of our research, we want to hear from persons with disabilities of all ages in Ireland, the UK and Spain about their experience of life during the COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, we know that not everyone identifies strongly as having a disability or being disabled. There are lots of different, equally valid ways to describe yourself. However, many people benefit from the rights laid out in the UN CRPD. We want to hear directly from persons with disabilities. It is okay if you need support to participate, but family members or service providers cannot speak for you. If you think your perspective is relevant to our research, then we want to hear from you. Participants can be persons with disabilities, physical, sensory, intellectual, or psychosocial, persons with learning difficulties or developmental disabilities, deaf persons, hard of hearing persons, persons with mental health difficulties, users and survivors of psychiatry, persons who are autistic or on the autism spectrum, persons who are neurodivergent, who have ADHD, dyslexia, etc., persons with cognitive disabilities, such as brain injury or dementia, or persons who are chronically ill.
Hi, I'm Suzanne and I'm another researcher on the ResPoNCE Project. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you can participate in our research. You can do this in a number of different ways. Firstly, you could fill out a questionnaire. That questionnaire is anonymous. We'll just ask you to confirm that you live in one of the 3 countries that we'd like to look at, so Ireland, the UK, or Spain. You will also have the option to provide further information about yourself, like your age or your gender. This demographic information is important as it allows us to get a better sense of who's taking part, but you won't be required to provide it. Then there'll be the option of 2 different questionnaires, which you can choose from. A shorter version that has 3 general questions, where you'll be asked to talk about your life before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and now. And then a longer version, which asks around 8 questions about more specific topics like access to healthcare, employment, and education during the pandemic. You can download these questionnaires in document form, including easy read format from our website, or you can preview them by clicking on each option in the form. Once you've decided which option suits you best, fill in the boxes and click submit. You also have the option of reaching out to us for support with your submission. If you provide your email address, a ResPoNCE team member, a member of the project, will get in touch to meet via Zoom and record your answers on your behalf. You can also choose to submit an audio or video recording or any other material like art or photography, which explains your experience of the pandemic. If you don't want to complete a questionnaire but would still like to participate in the research, there's also the option to take part in a focus group. We'll be holding virtual focus groups in each country, Ireland, the UK, and Spain, to speak with groups who share a particular identity or certain access needs and talk about their experience of the pandemic. Similar to the questionnaires, your participation in a focus group is totally voluntary and you can withdraw from the study at any time. These focus groups will meet via Zoom to discuss their experiences of the pandemic with others in a similar situation. These groups will be led by facilitators. We don't just want to speak with adults with disabilities, we're also going to be holding focus groups with children. These will be divided into 2 groups by age. The first group will be children aged between 5 and 12 years, and then also a group of young people aged between 13 and 18 years. Parents will need to give their consent for their children to participate. Also, because the team is based in Ireland, we may have support from local self-advocacy groups or disability organisations for the core focus groups, which will take place in the UK and Spain. We hope this video was helpful. Do get in touch via our project website, responce.ie, if you have any further questions. We look forward to hearing from you.